is a new video. This one is different than the one I've presented last time. It's a craft video, which is not my specialty at all, but I wanted to remade something I did, an old design I've made of a Sith costume. Basically, it is far from perfect and it's a bit uncomfortable actually, so I will probably have to remake or perhaps correct a few of the armor parts I've done already. You will show how I remade my Sith Mask. The new version is much better already. It fits my head much better. The mask isn't perfect and I've made many mistakes during the way, so I'm still learning how to use foam in crafting for cosplay. And basically, I learned a lot doing this mask. I've learned what not to use, more specifically, to do those sort of things. So it took me way longer than it should have. So here was the first try. This is what I've made last time, but obviously it's too thin. It's not large enough to fit my head, so it was really too narrow. I could put my head in it, but basically my nose was completely scrunched by it. The seams were also not very well made. I used something that normally is supposed to be used for that, for cosplay, but it didn't work well. Probably I didn't know to use it correctly. Yeah, that is a mess, and I've done it again, and I did a mess again, but it looks fine in the end, I suppose. So I will show you every step of the way and try to explain to you where I made my mistakes and why. All of this video I make is to try to record where I do my mistake and why, and try to learn from that and to share it so other people doesn't make the same. My main problem was to find the product that we use in cosplay, but in France, and not buying it on the internet. So I tried to find something in the shops, and sadly it didn't work the same way, or I used the wrong ones, and I ended up buying it on the internet anyway. Commençons. So let's start by showing you how the first mask looks like. So as you can see, it's too narrow. It doesn't fit well my head. It's not very comfortable either. First, I traced the pattern on the foam. I made sure to put the little marks on the foam. That way I can glue all the foam parts together correctly. It's time then to cut all the pieces. I was careful to try and cut it clean. There's a lot of pieces. Then I cut the edges of the foam. I cut it in a certain angle, so when I glue it together it fits correctly and it takes the right forms. Then I sanded it all and it got very easily messy. As you can see, my hand is slowly turning black because of the black dust of the foam. So make sure to wear a mask while sanding a foam. I put contact glue on all the edges of the foam. You have to wait for it to dry before you can push slowly all the edges together. You can speed up the process by using a hot gun on the contact glue, but be careful, it's very, very hot. As you see here, I'm slowly pushing the edges together. I struggle a lot with that part, but probably because I'm not used to that. So it slowly took the shape of the mask and then it all together and stay that way. Then I sanded the joints that I just glued. It prepares to know where to poke the quicksil to fill the gaps. And that's when I made a very big mistake. I tried to find something to replace the quicksil in my French stores, and it was not the same product at all. There you can see how the two masks are different, and I think the shapes is much better with the new one. Because I used the wrong product, I had to take it all off, sand again the foam to have a clean base. I bought quicksil and I used that, and it worked much better. I put the base paint all over the mask. Then I put 3 layers of black plastic dip. With a metallic polish, I highlight all the mask on the corners, and it also gave a metallic shine. And then with black paint I finished all the details. And here it is. So I've tried to make a little video with the red lights and all for the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Just to show the final result of the mask. This is the one that I've made. So it actually has a better shape. As you can see, on the side it's rounder, so it fits on her head much better. Just to compare the two, there is a difference, obviously. So this one fits her head better. Well, this is the mask with the lights inside. Inside it's a bit of a mess, but for all the electrical parts, I've cushioned it with something to protect my ears, this area. And I've made the la visière myself, so it's a bit bumpy. There's the hair bubble on it. I need to improve that, but for a second time, because I've made one also here and it was bumpy too, and not as solid as this one. Up, see, it works much better. It fits my head much better too, so I'm quite happy with it. This is my craft foam journey, and there's a lot to improve. I will see you next time in the next video. For now, you can see other videos I've made. Au revoir! And here is my little cat. Well, my sister cat. Her name is Nana. Oh. Just a second. And to